Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 3 of taking a payout from every single prop firm out there. And we have some exciting news today. 3 episodes in, 5 days into this account. Sorry, I'm also eating a little acai bowl here. Gas, playables. We're eligible for a payout. That's exciting because I want to see how fast Apex is able to deliver, how efficient, whether they deny payouts, anything like that. This is my first payout with Apex. And we were able to do it, man. 3 episodes in, which is a strong start to these series, bro. So let me know what firm that you guys want me to use next. I think I'm gonna go with Lucid, quite honestly. But we were able to. I think we're up in total P&L 1,200. So we hit a lot of bangers during Asia session yesterday, and then one win today and one loss. I'm gonna recap that. Yesterday, I don't think I dropped the episode for yesterday's trade, but we went up like $600 or something, just catching a winning day. And so, yeah, this 150K funded account has gone very well. I've had no problems yet with Apex and their TradingView, their Tradeovate platform. Sorry. And yeah, we're eligible for a payout, boys. So I'm going to get the trade recap started for y'all. It should be a good one. I think all the trades I took were super solid. But again, I'm going to show you guys the account details, things like that. So I give you guys the most transparency and honesty about this firm. One good thing about this firm, again, is that they're back with a 90% off sale. I think they ended it like 2 days ago, but they're right back at it with 90% off. So it's exciting. And yeah, let's get into the trade recap. Okay, so as you guys can see here, yesterday night, we took 2 trades during Asia session, and then today in the morning we took 2 trades. 2 for 2 during Asia session last night, and then 1 for 2 during New York AM session today. I'm going to be recapping these trades. So let's start with the one we took during Asia last night, right? So these were all similar trades, similar to the all of them were super similar trades, just super consistent with my model. So here on the hourly time from yesterday, right? I'm always going to have a bullish bias. We're at all-time highs. There's no reason why we should switch unless we dump for 2 to 3 days consecutively. I'm not going to look for shorts. So during Asia session, or yesterday, we got a huge dump, right? So unless we dump again last night, I wouldn't have been long still. So I'm taking this as manipulation, right? Like this bearish down leg move here, I'm going to take as manipulation. Now we're going to go into the 1 hour, like 4 hours. So there's not enough structure for us to think that we're going to be bearish of any sort. 4 hour, we're still pumping, right? And we're going to keep pumping after today. So 4 hour and daily, there's nothing really much to go off of other than the fact that we did react off that daily Farag gap yesterday. So that's another reason why on a higher time frame, on the daily time frame tells us we did not inverse this one daily gap yesterday. This was just a retrace. Like I said, unless we get 2-3 days consecutively of just straight bearish movement, I'm not going to be bearish. So now the 1 hour, right? Because during Asia session, I want to see if we can get an hourly sweep of a Farag, tap into hourly Farag gap or like an hourly sweep for us to take longs off of. So we marked out this hourly Farag gap that we have, which is perfect because of the fact that we basically started the daily candle after respecting that daily Farag gap, right? So hourly Farag gap, we're going to mark out. Same thing as last episode. We need a higher time frame PD array for us to then zoom into the 15, 5, and then eventually the 1 minute. So hourly Farag gap, we're going to mark out. This is what the 15-minute looks like. 15-minute candle gives us that doge after tapping into the CE of the hourly gap. Great confluence, right? But we still need the 5 and 1 minute to tell us that we can actually enter into this trade. So 15-minute, check. 5-minute, it's the same thing over and over again. What do we see? Doge on the 5-minute, check, right? But we don't enter off of here. I want to see a little bit more structure, kind of the 5-minute time frame validating bullish structure, telling us that we're going to continue higher, and so we're going to look for like a medium time frame PD right now, medium time frame for Farag gap or an inversion of anything, or a displacement candle that we get at 8:15. Right now, all we're doing is we're going to wait for this 5-minute. We're going to draw out this 5-minute gap here because, mind you, we've just tapped into an hourly gap. We have a 15-minute doge, so already the higher time frame is telling us that we may continue higher for the rest of the session. I just need, like I said, medium time frame entries. 5-minute Farag gets tapped into. Look at exactly what we make again at 8:30 p.m. Another doge. Like these things happen over and over and over again. If you guys can have the correct draw on liquidity, a higher time frame PD array paired with a doge candle, it's going to print. This is what dojis look like. I think quite a few of you guys still don't know what they completely look like. And it's literally a squish candle. 8:30 p.m., 5-minute doge candle. 15-minute, we have that same doge candle here. That is what it looks like, right? Now, so back to the 5-minute time frame, we get that 5-minute, rejecting off this 5-minute gap. My drawn liquidity is going to be these 2 equal highs that I'm going to target. 5-minute doge candle forms. Now we're going to look for 1-minute entry. Guess what forms on the 1 minute time frame? Guess what we do? 1 minute doji inside that 5 minute fair value gap. As that 5 minute doji is forming, we get another 1 minute doji here. Perfect. Very perfect. That's 3 dojis on the 15, 5, and 1 minute after tapping to the hourly fair value gap and having a straw draw on liquidity and being at all-time highs. That's clear longs for me, and so that's where I enter. I go in for 4 micros, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, was just going for winning days. I did not expect to have a bigger day like this. Was just going for winning days. So 4 micros targeting those equal highs, and then we bang out on that trade, right? And then after this, I also hopped on stream, gave out some more signals. After that, I could have been done, right? Like after this trade, I was basically finished. Payout was already locked in after this trade, but I was on stream. I mean, I have to look out for y'all boys. So gave another signal. I went for like 1 micro here, just for the love of the game. Fuck it, just take the trade. But it was a solid trade, bro. It was a solid trade. After we take out these equal highs, we're gonna see some sort of a retrace on to the downside, right? Nothing big, but we're gonna see some sort of a retrace. So I'm gonna wait for that retrace to happen. In the 5 minute, I'm gonna look for like a small fair value gap to get respected, and then to see if we have a reaction off of that to take a continuation higher, right? Because like we're gonna hit all-time highs, at least this high that I marked out, right? So this is gonna be my new draw on liquidity. After taking out those equal lows, equal highs, we see that prices still continue to pump. So I'm gonna see if we can retake this high right here because we're still clearly bullish. And we have this 5 minute gap that we enter in here, and I'm not gonna say it over and over again, but you guys see what forms, right? 10:05 p.m. You guys see exactly what forms. Once again, after that 5 minute gap is respected, and once that happens, I enter for 1 micro. I don't think we had a clear 1 minute doji on this one. Like I said, this trade that I took here wasn't really needed, although it was a solid setup. It wasn't needed, so I wasn't looking for too many confluences, especially after knowing that buys are just going to be validated because of the fact that we're still continuing to push higher after taking out these equal highs. So I just knew we would continue buying higher, especially after respecting that 5 minute gap, which is a small gap. We're literally just retracing into that range, rebalancing, and then continuing higher, and we're at all-time highs. So 5 minute doji forms, and then off this 1 minute displacement candle, this right, what was it? Off this 1 minute displacement candle, once we're able to retrace back into this 1 minute gap, I enter for 1 micro. My stop had a very good stop placement here, 28 points right below this hourly gap, right? So we were accumulating for quite a bit of time, but my stops were protected. Where did price go? My stops were protected because of the fact that I had placed it right below this hourly gap here. I don't know if you guys can see it. My stops were literally right below this previous hourly low, right? That's why I say hourly sweeps are also super, super important. So because this candle is just accumulating. Next candle comes down, taps into this hourly gap that we have, sweeps this 1 hour low, and then continues its move up. All it was doing was accumulating, just generating some liquidity for us to take and then head higher. So that was the next trade I took. I was initially in for 1 micro, and then I sized in, right? That's all we're doing, right? So once we get that push up, we take out this high, which is my break even point. Once we take out this high, and again, expecting some sort of a retrace, we just took out, it's literally clockwork. We just took out external or internal highs, retrace, push higher. Take out an internal high, retrace, push higher towards all-time highs. So once we take out this internal high, retrace, then I'm going to look for another re-entry here. The re-entry was, I remember, a standard deviation level paired with a gap, right? So standard deviation level forms here. How I kind of map this out is basically you're going to mark out the manipulation leg, right? So we have a high, low, high, high, lower, low. So that's a valid manipulation leg. Because it makes that lower low, this is now a valid manipulation leg to mark out like this. Mark out the high and the low. Now, where's that -1 standard deviation level? It's right here, right? Let me mark it out. Oops, right there. All right, this is where that -1 standard deviation level is, right? Now, is that paired with some 5 minute, 3 minute fair value gap? Yes, it is. Perfect. That's a nice, like, small, quick trade, quick retrace that we can get before pushing higher. And so once we retrace, I keep getting lost. Once we retrace back into that 5 minute fair value gap that you guys see here, what else forms? Another 5 minute doji here, bro. Another 5 minute doji. These doji candles indicate reversals, bro. If you guys compare it with a gap, a level, not just one, if you have the wrong draw on liquidity, doji candles they don't give a, it doesn't matter. They won't do shit. You have to have the right draw on liquidity, right bias, and then pair it with something else like an ICT concept, and it'll print. So we tap into that -1 standard deviation level, doji candle forms, I enter with 2 more micros, sorry. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be risking anything. It's all about risk management. I have my payout locked in. There's no way why I should be risking losing money. So I immediately enter, and I immediately go break even, right? Like as soon as I enter here, my entry gets pushed up to this point, which is perfect. It's right below that low. And so I will go break even immediately. And then from there, price just continues higher, taps into that high that we have placed in, which was my drawn liquidity. Perfect trades during last night's Asia session. We banged out together on stream. And at this point, I was up 1,000, right? So today we finished off up $1,268. This, I was up 1,000. So come today's morning, one thing that I have been noticing recently is all the moves happen after 10 a.m. All of this recently, New York Open is like I used to trade a lot more New York Open, but recently it just hasn't been doing anything. And so I've been waiting until 10 a.m. just to know that we're going to continue higher, just to catch what the market really wants to do to make its move. And then all I'm doing is riding that move, right? And so for this trade, we already know the market's going to be bullish. We're going to, like this start the bullish move. We're going to continue higher towards all-time highs. Now I just need a drawn liquidity. This is going to be a drawn liquidity. Why? Because, well, first off, it's an internal high while we're heading to all-time highs. Second off, we have another standard deviation level here that I want us to hit. So high, low, higher high. Sorry, low, high, lower low, higher high. Validates this as a manipulation leg. I'm going to mark that out. Mark the low and the high of this manipulation leg, and that -1 standard deviation level is what you guys want to target. Now all I'm doing is I'm waiting for price to retrace into our OTE, our range of this leg here, right? So price here is going to rebalance back into our OTE, which is 0.618 to 0.079. I think I'm in here for 2 micros. Like I said, not risking too much. And then from there, we pump after retracing from OTE. I think there's a 5-minute gap here as well. Well, 5-minute Doge forms here, as you can see as well. Like it's clockwork, right? 5-minute Doge forms here. We're retracing into that range, respecting that Doge candle, and then pumping back up. Like if you guys compare Doge with other confluences, it's pretty much wraps. And then from there, we hit TP. And then here, this is what I wanted for this trade. We form a 15-minute Doge after edging these highs. So I thought this high was going to be protected and we'd at least have some sort of a retrace before heading higher. I know shorts is super dumb at all-time highs. That's why I wasn't targeting as much, because once this 15-minute Doge candle formed and we had a drawn liquidity, which is this 15-minute gap, that's where I want to see a retrace before heading higher. So I tried taking a short towards this 15-minute gap. I would have went break even. Literally, if we would have tapped into this 15-minute gap, I would have went break even. But we edged that 15-minute and then head higher. But I was only in for 2 micros here as well. So I think I lost like under $100. So I'm completely fine with that. That loss, but I could have definitely avoided it. Wasn't really necessary, but I mean, it is what it is. I did one thing I can say is I did try to take a little bit too many trades. I mean, Asia session was beautiful. New York, I just thought this was a little bit too obvious not to take, and then this last trade wasn't really needed. So technically, took 2 trades during Asia, 1 New York, another one during New York. So 4 trades for me in today's session, and we went 3 for 4. So not too bad. We also secured our payout. You guys can see the account balance at 155,693. So we'll be taking around like a 2.5K payout with Apex. Don't really care too much about the amount. It's more about the process and how we got there. Now I'm going to show you guys the account details. So this is the chart right now, daily P&L. As you can see, we had a steady growth going for base hits. Super nice. Now the payout eligibility. Right now, like I said, the trading day hasn't been over, so the account balance isn't updated, but we have already met the consistency rule. Minimum payout balance is 154,425. We're well past that. So once this trading day ends, we should be eligible for a payout. I'll make another video on that, show you guys how easy the payout process is or how hard or difficult it may be. But yeah, 3 episodes into the Apex series. We're already moving on to a different firm, which is exciting. I will be with Lucid next. And like I said, y'all, if you guys want a firm to go with, Apex, in my opinion, has been sold. They're 90% off right now with the code, so I'll put that in the description as well. But super clean with trading winning day. Hopefully, I think I broke these down. You guys will see me talk about the same stuff. Dojis. Hopefully, as each video I recap with Doji, you guys start to understand it a little bit more. Like I said, teaching everything for free. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this trade recap. I'll be back with another trade recap pretty soon. I'm gonna take this account slow now, just building more base hits, just to have this account while I'm doing it, while I have my lucids, while I have another funded stack that I'm gonna go aggressive on. So I'm probably gonna be copy trading 5 lucids next. I'm gonna go for a bigger payout on that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. As always, love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. And we did it with Apex. Let's go. God bless.